And welcome back to Prep Rally, the prep football show where we give you all the knowledge you need to have, and if we don't know it, we make it up. Right, Ricky?
Exactly right.
There you go. So we are going into week 9 of the high school football season.
Woo, my God.
Wow. That
So
seems
we've
like
got Apex, we're headed downhill, right?
Apex, that's good. Good lead into our Apex
Yeah.
Network Physical Therapy Game of the Week. That's
Man,
right.
sweet.
That's right. So you
You got
got
it
it.
right.
You got it. So,
All right.
Rick, it seems like just a couple of weeks ago we were, over at Farmington at their new stadium, and
Yep.
we were, it was August, it was hot, that kind of thing. But now we got a little chill in the air. It's supposed to be like in the 40s today, and got a little rain coming in. So we are here in week 9, and the playoff scenarios are starting to take shape. Our Henry Apple had a big thing in the Tuesday Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette
Explaining all that.
everything. And so I read it. I still don't understand. I'm gonna have
Only Henry can do
only
that.
Henry can help me
So
understand
if you want to know where your team sets, what they got to do, Henry Apple, read his article in the Democrat-Gazette.
on Tuesday, that's correct. Or go online at nwaonline.com and you can read it there. But Rick and I know there are some big games coming up this week in week 9 and week 10 because that always determines those all-important playoff seeds. You want to get that 1 or 2 seed. Try to get that bye in the first round if you can. Can't get that bye, you want to be at home in that first round if you possibly can. So those are the big stakes.
You at least want to get in.
At least
want to
get
be
in.
number 6.
Yeah.
You don't want to be 7, 8.
That's
Because
right.
you're 7, 8, you got 2 games left, you're done.
So we're going to recap some of the games from last week. Rick and I, our game of the week, the Apex Network Physical Therapy game of the week, was Fayetteville at Springdale. And Rick, Fayetteville came in stumbling a little bit. They had gotten hammered the week before by
Stumbling
Benton.
and hammered? You're not talking about me, are
Well, maybe.
Okay,
Maybe.
all right.
But they came in, needed a win to kind of stabilize things, and Rick, they got just what they needed. Connor Flanagan had a huge game for Fayetteville. They finally remembered he was on the team and started getting him the ball and got him the ball, receiving, rushing. He Wildcat, punt return, every way they could get him the ball, they got him the ball, and the result was a big win for Fayetteville that they desperately needed to try to maintain that hope of getting a home first-round playoff game.
Connor in control. There was an excellent headline right there. Connor Flanagan. I was on the sideline. He caught that first touchdown. He said, throw me the ball, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. Which they had, even the coach said, we got to get our playmakers back involved.
That's right.
And the previous week, they threw it to him twice.
2 times.
He caught once. For 2 yards?
Yep.
And he caught 102 passes last year, and somehow they forgot about him. I don't know, trying to get some more people involved. They're saying, we got to go back to our playmaker. He made plays all over the field. Beautiful catches in end zone.
Rick,
like
that
this.
one in the end zone right before halftime was
Beautiful.
incredible. I was up in the press box, and I was with the radio guys for the Fayetteville game that broadcast the Fayetteville game. Pat Jenkins and I think Anthony Hicks. I think might be his color guy. But anyway, when he caught that pass and touchdown, Anthony Hicks looked up at me and goes, "That's a dude right there. That's a dude."
Yeah.
And he's right. Connor Flanagan is a dude. And he is a dude that needs to be involved in the offense. And when they get him the ball, good things happen.
You know what? You college coaches out there, I don't know if I'm talking about Arkansas or Missouri State or Tulsa or something, you need to look at that kid. That Connor Flanagan is going to make a great slot receiver.
So I talked to him after the game about that, and he said Yale is looking like where he's going to go.
Yale.
Now, Rick, he scored a 34 on the ACT, which I did. I scored a 34. I don't know if you knew that or not.
How many
scored
times?
a 30.
Like 4
3
times?
times. I added all 3 of my scores together and got a 34. So it can be done. 34 can happen.
So he got it on one
But he
try.
did it in 1 try.
So he's also
He's just a show off. Just a show off.
Why can't you settle for 18, 19 like regular people?
Yeah, or 12 maybe.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. But Yale, so he's not only interested in football, he's going to get him an education.
Apparently
too.
so. Apparently so.
Man, that is excellent.
But what a sharp kid. I talked to him after the game. Of course, he's always a great kid. And I don't know if you remember this, Rick, at the end of the game that night, they gave him a little toss, and he went 59 yards and tripped and fell at about the 1 yard line. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he was right.
What happened? What happened? What happened? He goes, maybe my cleats were on a little bit too loose. Didn't have them tied enough.
I thought the turf monster got him, but I was right
the
there.
paint was a little thick on the hash marks.
Yeah,
maybe
it
that's
was.
what got him. Tripped over the paint. But anyway.
He wasn't the only Connor. He wasn't the only Flanagan
No, he
had
was
a good
not.
game.
His twin brother. Brooks had a good big game too. Absolutely locked down Ladarius Wansley. Locked him down. Locked him down.
That was fun to watch too. They were going at it and
talking a little trash.
Brooks,
they were.
Brooks didn't back down. Let's go. What Brooks did in that game. He blocked the punt.
Blocked a punt.
Oh, by the way, one of the first times I ever seen, they blocked the punt. A Springdale player picks it up and runs for a first down.
And it was their biggest play of the first half.
It absolutely was. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
So he blocked a punt, had an interception, scored a 2-point conversion on a pass from his brother, Connor. And almost got another punt, blocked another punt. And then, wow, what an exceptional job locking down the number one receiver in the 7A West.
That was fun to watch.
It was all about those Flanagans, the Fighting Flanagans.
Flanagans.
They showed up and showed out.
They showed up and showed up.
Well,
I should have used that.
Yeah, well, see, that's why.
I know.
That's what.
Anyway.
So that was a big win for Fayetteville. That's good moving forward. So Bentonville took care of Rogers. But you know what, Rick? It wasn't easy as they thought it was going to be. Rogers put up some points, but Bentonville put up more points. But Rogers had some success. But I was talking with Leland Barkley about this, Rick, the other day. Rogers is going to get in. They're probably going to be that 6th seed. They're going to get in.
They got to beat Heritage.
They're going to get in. Okay. Now Rogers could be a tough matchup for somebody in the first round because Rogers can put points on the board.
They can.
Now they can't stop anybody from scoring, but they could get in a shootout. So let's say Rogers plays Conway in that first round, which is a real possibility in the first round. You could end up with another one of those 65-61 games like they had with, like Rogers had with, I think, Parkview, like second or third game of the season, whatever, real early. It could be crazy because Rogers can score.
They can score.
But
now let's give the Mounties credit for keep fighting. But I think they did get behind like 35-7, and Bentonville maybe eased up a little bit. But Rogers can score. And my goodness, they got to play some defense, though, to win some football games. So I thought the score was a little bit deceiving.
It may have been.
Just me.
And then the game that I thought was going to be a close game, it ended up being a close game. Springdale Harbor 34, Van Buren 31. Rick, you and I have talked about this, how much better Van Buren has gotten in the 2 years. It started with Casey Dick last year.
Yep.
He and Crosby Tuck set the ball in motion. Of course, Van Buren had nowhere to go but up. So that's Rogers Heritage can look at Van Buren and go, you know what? What they're doing at Van Buren, maybe we can do the same thing. So they started making a little progress last year. Fayetteville hires Casey Dick away. Van Buren did the smart thing. Instead of going outside and bringing in yet another new philosophy, they promoted Crosby Tuck. Van Buren, I think, has been the surprise of the league this year because they really have been tough. They had Harbor down by 10 in the fourth quarter, and Harbor has a lot of playmakers. We've talked about this. The problem with Harbor is 1 week they're up, 1 week they're down. 1 week they're up, 1 week they're down.
Yeah.
No consistency. But give Harbor a lot of credit. They went to Jawan Boyd, a kid who's been playing defensive back his whole career pretty much, put him in at offense because there are 11 guys guarding Hunter Wood every time the ball snaps.
Yeah.
He got 11 guys guarding him.
Yeah.
So props to Jawan Boyd. He stepped up. I think he caught 4 passes for like 80-something yards in the last 2 minutes of that game, and 2 of them went for touchdowns. So Harbor ends up winning that game, coming back and winning 34-31 to keep also their home field first-round playoff hopes alive for the playoffs.
Juwan Boyd, if you've seen him in basketball, he's one of the league's better athletes. And what a good choice for Chris Wood to put him over on the offensive side. Now, the thing is, you mentioned Rogers Heritage and Van Buren. The only problem is Rogers Heritage won't be able to go down to 6A like Van Buren is going to go down.
And Van Buren is really poised to be pretty good.
Yeah,
now, they're going to have to battle Greenwood. Greenwood's going to be in that conference.
Yeah.
But props to Van Buren. They have been very competitive this season. Not been of their losses. They've been competitive in most of those losses. And they had a chance to beat. I mean, what a big signature win that would have been. Yeah. They couldn't hang on to it. But props to Van Buren because I think they've really improved.
Hey, and props to Harbor because they'd lost on a heartbreaker the week before to Bentonville West, wasn't it?
They did. They did. So and they fought back for that.
To come back and win that game.
So we're going to take a break right here. Henry Apple covered the 6A cross country meet on Tuesday. We're going to go to Henry right now and see what happened over there as they cross the finish line over there, maybe in the rain. Yep. Let's see what happened over the cross country meet Tuesday.
I'm just going to call it as I see it today. It's miserable out here. Obviously, you can't set a personal record or course record. So what was the strategy like today?
The strategy, well, actually it was really nice because it's a home course. We had a tornado last Sunday, blew a couple trees over, made the course really soft, so when it rained it got really muddy. So the plan was just to go slow around the curves and just try to go hard and win it so that we could help my team get some points. So hopefully we win today.
Yeah.
My favorite runner and another Bentonville runner. It's going to be close between those two teams.
Lucas, obviously, the conditions weren't the best. In fact, they were miserable.
Yeah.
But what was your race like today, despite the conditions?
You know, my coach just told me be strong up top. That's what I did today. Just get out quick. And a big part of me is relying on God today and be tough up top. And that's what I did, relied on God. But tough up top and took it from the lead. Took it from the start, took the lead, kept going.
Yeah. Cold, muddy conditions, how much did that change your strategy any?
You know, originally I was just going to sit and kick, but today I just knew if I got out in the lead, broke him early, I'd be able to just coast away, so that's what I did.
Thank you, Henry. As always, a great job. Henry knows that cross country, so he covered the 6A West meet on Tuesday. He will go down to Hot Springs and cover the state cross country meet down there, down at the racetrack at Oak Lawn Park. They race against the horses. That's why their time is so fast. See, they try to outrun the horses. So, you know, it helps. I think maybe if I could have a good time if I had a horse, you know, chasing me. But anyway, no, they actually run on the infield at Oak Lawn Park.
I've been there for the horse race a lot of times, and I didn't even know they did cross country around there.
They do. Got a nice little.
Of course, I always lose, and I throw my tickets away, and I go home, you know, pouting with my head down like
there
this.
You go. See, there you go. So thanks again, Henry, for that. So, Rick, this week, for the game of the week, you and I will be over at Bentonville. We have Springdale at Bentonville. This is week 9, and like we talked about earlier, the playoff picture is becoming more clear. The seedings are shaking out, but we've got big games this week and next week. So you want to stay with us here on Prep Rally as we bring you all of that. So that'll wrap it up for today's show. Don't forget, we'll have full coverage of everything involving football, cross country. Paul Boyd today down all week, this week down at Cabot for volleyball. The state finals are also on Saturday, so we'll have coverage of that next week. So thanks for being with us. Rick's going to try to play volleyball with the football. There you go. When you lose a lot of money at the track, sometimes you lose a lot of things, or maybe you never had them. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time on Prep Rally.
Thank you.